Ba-da-da-ba-ba-da, ow, ba-bow, chow, wah, 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 yeah. Oh? Tell me, are you excited? What are you excited for? Yeah? Hey guys, I'd ask if you were getting sick of me yet, but judging by the view count, you can't be getting sick of me because you're not actually watching me. Anyways, I thought I'd do another video on two things. One, a quick follow-up on yesterday. When I released the video with Helium content, I knew it was being looked at by a lot of Discord and a lot of the Helium community and some YouTubers and stuff, but I didn't realize how much attention was actually being paid to it, especially with the YouTubers. The big names like Voscoin and Tactical Investing and all that stuff. And it was, I don't know if they're doing it to just get content, to get clicks, or they're lazy. I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad about anybody. Honestly, I don't know what's happening where they all have this unified interpretation of the wrong thing, or at least what I'm fairly certain is the wrong thing. I could be wrong myself. That's always a strong possibility. But when you look into it, I think it's fairly clear, and I think this is the stance that the dev team is taking. The rewards are not being decreased. Okay, it's funny how percentages work. You say something like 1%, and then it seems like a very small number. But you can take, the use case of Helium today is only one thing, and so that 1% in the future is currently our 100%. All of the rewards are LoRaWAN right now, okay? Because that's just the only thing we have. If you introduce another thing, and this thing is actually much bigger, it's not like, let's say nothing is different. You just have two things, okay? And one thing is just way bigger than the other. It's not being rewarded differently. It's just being used a lot more, right? And since the rewards are based on, certain aspects of how much, is actually being, utilized, then to say like our use case is this, that, the other, a million things. Oh, and by the way, LoRaWAN is still here, and that only makes up 1% of all of this stuff that's happening with Helium. Now, that 1%, it still equals, let's say it equaled 10 before, and it still equals 10 now. But 10 is now such a small number compared to everything else that's going out with the network usage. Sometimes I struggle to clarify what I'm talking about, but it's pretty straightforward if you comprehend basic math and fractions and decimals and stuff. And so that's what's surprising to me is I don't understand what is happening with the interpretation of this 1% rewards. So yeah, like I said, it's like my video yesterday. I said like what I expect is this is actually really exciting news because that means there's just so much more that will be happening on Helium. So yeah, I mean LoRaWAN right now, what we experience now is going to continue being what it is now at the rate it is now. And it's just, there's also going to be all this other stuff that's happening. We don't have that now. And so, we have this 100% whole 1/1 portion, LoRaWAN. And in the future, when we introduce something else, we'll have like 9 other parts, and one part will be LoRaWAN. I don't know how many other ways I can explain it. I feel like I need to go into some graphics to make it simpler because it's very easy to misunderstand, apparently, because a large part of the community is misunderstanding it. Either it's very easy or people just aren't looking deeper. But anyways, that being said, again, I could be wrong. Do your own research. Do your own due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I wouldn't even actually take my advice on, choosing a color for something that doesn't even matter. You do you, whatever. I'm just here to talk about stuff I like because, you know, not enough people talk about crypto these days. um, anyways, so with that being said, I also wanted to touch on one other thing, and I usually don't do this, but it it is such a big update that I figured I would highlight it for part of this video. Um, Voyager has recently changed a lot of their rewards and loyalty program, and I'm a big crypto.com guy, but I'm not like a blind loyalist. I don't have a favorite team that I root for regardless of performance. I'm actually not a sports guy. It always confused me how people have their teams that they're assigned to at birth because they're from X location, and you can't just be like, but I like this other team better because they're always really good. I don't know how sports works actually. It just is that my casual observer status seems to be that's what's indicated and expected. But if I had a sports team, I would favorite just the best person or the best team, whatever. I don't understand why you can't just like the best player. Seems to be very taboo. So I have been a big crypto.com fan because historically I think they've been some of the most innovative, leading, competitive XYZ. They've been very good. Not always the best, usually very good. They've had their downfalls, and I've acknowledged where they happen as well. But I really felt like the growth potential was just the strongest. And I'm looking at what Voyager is doing, and I don't think they're going to beat Crypto.com. I don't think they're actually even going to be close to competitive with Crypto.com for a myriad of reasons, not just the name Crypto.com, but the Chronos has a lot of other use cases other than just stake. It's not being widely used, but it is a possibility. There's some things being built on it for like DeFi and stuff. But the Voyager token right now, like everything else, is hurting a lot, and so it's pretty cheap. And I didn't have any position in Voyager previously, but with their loyalty program, very similar to Crypto.com, you can buy and hold a certain amount, and now they're offering 7% staking reward just for holding the Voyager token in your account, which is pretty good. There's no minimum limit for it. It's just like whatever tier you're qualified for. The lowest tier, I think, is going to be $50 or $100 or something worth currently. It'll subject to change, but like everything. So, if you're going to compare it to Crypto.com, you need to get the icy white card or above, and they switched it. It used to be 12%, now it's 8%, and that's a $40,000 investment. So you're getting basically the same rate, and there's no real minimum requirement. That right off the bat opens the doors to a lot of other investors. So, it didn't seem like too much to just invest 100 or so bucks into qualifying for the lowest tier, getting some staking rewards, and if the Voyager token takes off, then you can go with it. It's kind of like a lottery ticket; you got to play to win, right? But one of the things that I come up across a lot with people is, they're like, I don't want a million different accounts with $4 in it each and blah, 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 blah. It's too hard to keep track of. And, I understand that. And I'm the same way to a degree. But the benefits and rewards to signing up to these things are just so lucrative. You don't need to actively use all these accounts. You just, a little organization, you keep a record of all the accounts you have. Could be 3 or could be 10. But, you can sign up, get the rewards, and move on. And the referral rewards for Voyager is actually quite insane. Like Crypto.com will give you $25 in Crow, and the lowest tier for Voyager is $50 to each person. So that's double right off the bat. But the higher tier you are, the more you can get, up to I think $100 in Voyager to each person. So like $200 paid out total, which is just mind blowing. And so that's part of the reason why, you know, check out my referral links down below. It is in there, Voyager. It's been there the whole time. I haven't really highlighted it because I haven't been a huge user of the platform, and I still won't be a huge user of the platform. In fact, the only thing I'm using it for is, one, to buy the Voyager token, and two, you know, one of the things that I do is I will hold a small amount of Bitcoin in like all of these platforms and get the maximum tier rate of interest for it. You know, like it's if you hold 0.1 Bitcoin in BlockFi, you get the maximum interest rate, and you know 0.25 Bitcoin in Celsius or 0.25 Bitcoin in Voyager or what, you know, I just put the minimum amount of Bitcoin in each platform to get the maximum interest rate, and all the rest of my Bitcoin I put in cold storage. You know, so I'm not like overly exposed to you know, third party, you know, not your keys, not your coin, but you know, and not everybody has that much crypto to go around, which, you know, then your strategy would be different. But you know, that's one of the things that I do. So you know, I have an account, and I just happen to see the updates because I do have a small amount of Bitcoin in there, and yeah, so I think it's well worth it. If you even have, you know, 2 family members that you can bother, say, hey, sign up for this account. We'll both get like $100 of free tokens, and then we can sell them, move on, and do whatever the heck else we want to do. I don't know. Just, you know, you got to stack sats, right? I just take advantage of every avenue. I wake up every day and I spin the fold wheel for like 5 sats at a time, and I'm not joking. I will every opportunity for free sats. You know, and as 1 sat, if you guys aren't doing the math out there, is like sub 1/100th of a penny right now. You know, it's 1/1,000,000th of a sat goes into 1/1,000,000th of a sat is a 1/1,000,000th of a Bitcoin is a sat. Brain's kind of working backwards today for some reason. So you know, it seems ludicrous, but you know, if you're an actual, like, you believe Bitcoin is going to be what we all hope and think that it should be, it, there's nothing I wouldn't do that is just easy as waking up and spinning a wheel every day, and getting free Bitcoin. You know, you used to be able to get a whole free Bitcoin online. Like you could literally just go to a website and it paid out a Bitcoin if you wanted it. You just click a button and it would deposit Bitcoin to your wallet, and you know, it was free. So how many people did it? And Bitcoin at the time was worthless, just like a Satoshi. Right now, it might be worthless. But you know, fast forward several years, and everybody thinks, oh man, you know, if I knew the future. Well, you know, nobody knows the future, but it's easy enough to do something like collecting something for free and holding it. And so that's what I'm doing. You know, maybe in the future we'll be talking about, oh my, did you know you could get free sats every day online somewhere? There, I mean, isn't that insane? Like you could just go to this app and spin a wheel, and like sometimes you might get 100 sats, or sometimes you might get 5, but it was just all free. Like how crazy is that? Like who knows? I'll save this video. Maybe I'll look back on it. But yeah, so you know, you never know. And you know, I'm rambling on long enough for the video now. So like I said, check out the referral links. I think the descriptions might be a little dated by now, but most of them are pretty accurate. Like you'll get a freebie, I'll get a freebie. It's all good, you know. And if not, I'm still trying to give away 100 free crow for 100 subscribers. I'm getting closer. I saw I'm at 98, I think now. So you know, 100 subscribers, I'll give away 100 crow, and then we can move on to the next one. Maybe 1,000 subscribers. So baby steps. I don't know. I'll think about it. Let me know. Leave me comments, likes, dislikes, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right. I'll make another video tomorrow.